What's up, you guys? Kalvin here, and welcome back to my channel, where today we're gonna be doing a video that is just so stereotypical. It is just a stereotypical Kalvin Garrah video. When people think of the most stereotypical Kalvin Garrah video to do, this would probably be it. And I told myself that I didn't want to make that many more videos where I honestly can't even remember a time that I literally just reacted to somebody's page. But it has to happen today. And you know, I'm a really hard guy to really piss off. It takes a lot for somebody to really annoy the shit out of me to the point that I give in to what they want, which is, you know, obviously me reacting to them. This person is a big fan of me, actually. They're always tagging me in their posts and, you know, DMing me and stuff. So this person's obviously a huge fan of me, and I really think that it would be awesome for me to showcase them on my channel to all of you guys who really like to go and interact with these people and show them, you know, the attention that they want. So today we're going to be reacting to an Instagram page that I found called Chaotic Themi. So by the name of the user, we already know that this is just going to be some SJW fuckery. But let me preface this really quick by saying this is not somebody that I just randomly, you know, came across and decided to make a video about. No, this person over the past month, alright, this started because they made this whole fucking Instagram story talking about how I was gonna make a video about them, and how, and unfortunately, this really fucking sucks. I did delete the DMs, but this person probably has them and will, I don't know, probably try and, well, they really can't try to make me look bad because I was extremely civil in the conversation that I had with them and their partner. They were both like DMing me at the same time, like, and like just sending like, it's just so fucking stupid. And so anyways, they were sending me all this proof. Let me just start from the beginning. So they made this whole Instagram story about how I'm gonna react to them, how they're gonna get something tattooed across their like forehead if I reacted to them. I just responded and I said something like, probably just said something funny back, because I really did think it was a joke account. Like, I didn't really look at the account, so I thought it was like a joke, and I realized that it's not, and it's like actually somebody that identifies as fucking autism gender, like deadass. Like, when I say that, this person is not a troll, and they actually identify as autism gender, okay? I had like a whole conversation with this person because I was, you know, I was open to letting them share their side, and I was like, why do you identify as autism gender? Like, I don't understand how your neurodivergence can affect your gender identity. It's not like I identify as ADHD gender, okay? Obviously I don't. I'm gonna literally drink this. I'm gonna look like such an idiot. This is how I quit Mountain Dew. I was like, how does your neurodivergence affect your gender? And they just said some fuck shit that was literally just like a personality trait, and I was like, okay, you sound like everybody else that identifies as something stupid. And then they tried to get their like partner in on it and like talk about some science, which was literally just like theories and like these like not even scientific like articles written by random SJWs. PSA for the record, there's literally no concrete medical evidence for the existence of like mogai and like most non-binary identities. I mean, to an extent, non-binary, you know, they're understanding it more, which is why I am respectful of non-binary people who have dysphoria, because I'm not going to discredit those people. But like, if you're non-binary, the chances that you are actually non-binary and that you're somebody whose brain was actually born not male or not female is so slim. It's like more rare than being a binary trans person. Like, gender is not a spectrum. Like, you're either male, female, or neither one. And then expression is a spectrum. For those of you who maybe are just stumbling across this video, please do not go saying gender is a spectrum. That's not true. Gender expression is a spectrum. Just because I paint my nails black sometimes doesn't mean that I'm not fully male. Yeah, I'm 100% male. My brain is male. And I'm trans myself, okay? So my brain is male. I transitioned to male. Just because I might like my hair longer and have black nails doesn't mean that I'm non-binary. It just means that my gender expression isn't 100% man, even though I do pretty much 100% express as male. Anyways, though, so I went to this person's page and it's just a shit show is really how I would identify it. After we had this conversation, I honestly just ghosted them. Like, they kept trying to like DM me and like talk to me, and I really just ignored it because I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to like deal with it. I wasn't ever rude, like I didn't say anything mean, but this person literally would tag me in posts every day and like put me on their story, post these like memes about me and shit. Like it was literally just so uncalled for, like all the time. And today was really the last one. They posted this like true scum cis boots like licking thing. It was the stupidest shit I've ever seen. It's like something an 11-year-old would find on iFunny and like laugh at it in like 6th grade. Okay, like I've never met like a normal 22-year-old that like thought this was funny. It's always SJWs because they all have like Peter Pan syndrome, which is where they like don't want to grow up. You know, that's why older trans guys are always like, I'm a trans boy. No, you're a man. Like you are a grown man. Like if you are a trans man and you're 22, you're not a boy, you're a man. Like stop calling yourself a fucking boy. I wouldn't call myself a boy. I call myself a man. Like I call myself like a guy because I'm 18 years old. Like I'm not a boy, you know what I mean? I'm gonna find the post that they said they were Autismgender on it. I'm literally making this video. Yeah, I'm fucking petty. I'm not dealing with this bullshit. Like I'm over it. Oh my god, did they block me? Oh, not yet. Okay, their name is Lars, disabled queer neurodivergent artist. Oh, this person also told me I wish I had the receipts of this. This person told me that they've been on testosterone for 2 or 3 years. I've been on testosterone for 2 years. Here's me. Here's them. This person also told me that testosterone makes subtle changes. I'm not shitting you when I say that. This person literally told me that testosterone makes, like, I shouldn't encourage people not to go on T, which I do encourage people to go on hormones, but I say be very careful because there's a lot of irreversible effects. Don't just walk into a clinic the day after you come out as trans and go get on T. Live your life as the opposite gender for at least a few months. That is the smart thing that, you know, a logical person would do, but these people aren't logical, so I'm fucking hot. Oh lord. Here's me, pretty. So I don't know what you mean by subtle. Changes on testosterone are certainly not subtle. Testosterone hit me like a train. Testosterone is a little more than subtle. Stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard. God, I'm like mad. Dead ass. Their first post, literally I'm on their page. First thing I see says, what a beautiful day to love and respect non-binary and non-dysphoric trans people. Non-dysphoric, do you mean cis girls and cis guys? If you don't have dysphoria, you're cis. Pretty simple. You literally can't be trans without dysphoria. This whole SJW too cute is a stupid term, but it's what they use for these like SJW trans people. So this is a comment that I got on my Instagram. I'm not gonna like give the ad because I don't like people, I don't know, I don't like putting people's ads because I feel bad about like them possibly getting harassed. But someone said, too cute ideology came from a lying transphobic cis girl who lied about being a trans girl for attention. Trans mad ideology has been used by trans people since forever. Too cute are willing to die for the case that the girl on Tumblr, who also called trans men unnecessary, made up to be special, whereas trans mad people just want to protect their community and the young confused cis people that cutes are taking advantage of, which is very much true. You can look back to the history of the SJW too cute, you don't need dysphoria to be trans thing. It literally goes back to a girl on Tumblr pretending to be trans. Here's the meme they made about me. I just like hate this because like, yeah, I want to blend in as a cis male. Like in my brain, I'm not transgender in my brain, I'm just a guy. Like trans guys in their brain are male. Like it's not like there's a trans male and a male. Like I'm a male. I don't really care to be part of the trans community. I hate the trans community, actually. I really do. I commented on this one, said stop tagging me and shit, you're annoying and act like an 11-year-old. Because it's true. One side, pride flags. On the other, a literal window full of yaoi. For those of you who don't know what yaoi is, it's basically anime gay porn that cis girls fetishize. And it's creepy. Fucking weird. Cis girls love to fetishize gay men though. That's why so many transgenders are gay, because they're cis girls that are like obsessed with like gay guys, so much so that they want to be one. It's just like, how are you trans? I understand that there's trans guys out there who can't bind. You know what I mean? I knew this one trans guy in high school. He was on T. He looked like a dude, sounds like a dude, but he couldn't bind all the time. Actually, he couldn't bind most of the time because he had like some sort of issue. But what this kid would do is that you couldn't couldn't really tell that he wasn't binding, even though his chest wasn't even like super small. It was just very obvious, and he would wear like big shirts and big hoodies and stuff like that because, you know, obviously he had dysphoria. You don't have to bind 24/7 to be valid as trans, but you know, a trans guy is gonna walk out wearing like this, okay? Like, that's fucking weird. If you wear something like that voluntarily as a trans guy, like, I'm gonna like laugh at you. Like, you're a girl. Like, I don't and I'm sure that I'm gonna get the comments of the quintessential, they're non-binary, not trans. And for those of you who don't seem to get it, non-binary is trans. If you're non-binary, you're trans, because if you're identifying as non-binary, you're identifying as a gender that isn't the one you were assigned at birth, and that's the literal definition of trans. So whether you identify as a binary gender or a non-binary gender, you're transgender. So I'm gonna go just as hard on non-dysphoric non-binary people as I go on non-dysphoric binary people. I'm gonna go hard on you because you're on T, you identify as trans masculine, but why are you on T if you're like completely cool? Like, this person does not pass at all. And here's a picture of their like partner who's literally 10 times more rude than them. Like, honestly, Lars is just annoying and like was posting me and all this shit and it was pissing me off, but their partner was just rude as fuck to me. Like, I deleted the DMs. Like I said, I don't have them. I'm pissed that I don't, but just fucking rude, bro. Like, it really pissed me off. Obviously, people have been like more rude to me, but it was rude, you know what I mean? And it takes a lot for someone to really make me mad and like be like, wow, you're rude as shit. Of course, they're part of Antifa. I am not surprised in the slightest.
Prince, come here. Prince, hug. Prince, hug. Prince, hug. Good boy. You're such a good boy. What a precious baby. Yeah, Prince.
T? So either this person is lying about being on T, or they're on a really small dose, because testosterone will have changed more, okay? Testosterone, again, very important point. Testosterone does not make subtle changes. Testosterone makes very prominent changes to trans people, okay? This one just says abolish Australia. I don't get it. I don't understand. Why are we abolishing Australia? This one just says dark e-girl. But don't you identify at... Okay. Here we go. Ready? I'm an unaligned non-binary person. I don't know how you're unaligned if you're on T. That makes you automatically aligned as a male aligned because you're on male hormones, okay? Other labels I use are gender fluid, gender flux, void gender, autism gender. I cannot make that up. Autism gender and system gender, meaning my neurodivergency and multiplicity affect my gender identity, but underneath everything I have no connection to being male or female. I look how I want, do what I want, and participate how I want. I'm not tied down to gender roles or assumptions. Pronouns are backwards because I was making TikTok videos and you can't flip. Wait. TikTok? What's their TikTok? Do you also identify as a space cadet? I can't really put this on my YouTube without getting flagged for like nudity, probably. Let's just say, oh, here's the description of the video. Swipe for me doing a dance in my undies featuring fat, jiggly belly, love handles, and thick thighs. I'm all for body positivity, so I'm not gonna say anything. Obviously, I think that anybody of any body shape should be positive, but it's just a very like feminine dancing and like flaunting feminine features and like not feminine, female, literally female bodily features. This one says Drake and every single man like him deserves to rot in hell. And like, yeah, Drake is a creep. Like, that video of him like groping on the 17-year-old at that concert is literally gross as fuck, but this meme is just ridiculous. Like, the fucking like picture of Drake in behind the bars. Binding is not a requirement for trans people. Hormones are not a requirement. Surgery is not a requirement. I agree with all those things. I don't think that you should have to medically alter your body. Testosterone, honestly, is still kind of experimental. So I do agree that, like, honestly, if you're really worried about that kind of stuff and like scared of that kind of stuff, if you just want to socially transition and like do your best to pass without hormones and stuff, I do kind of understand that. And also, some people like literally just physically cannot have surgery. Trans people are not required to alter their appearance, and trans people are not required to conform to cis hetero gender roles. Here's my thing about it. I think all of that's true. I think that you should be able to dress however you want, but I've said this many times. There's a big difference between being feminine and being female. There's one thing for a trans guy to have longer hair, to paint his nails, or to even like wear a skirt or something. But if you put those things over passing, like if you would rather wear a skirt than pass as the gender of your brain, like, dysphoria is the most like frustrating thing ever, because you know in your brain that you're male, but you don't pass as male. And so it's really really mentally taxing when you're pre-transition to walk around, especially knowing that you're trans, when you're like, you know you're trans, you're out to yourself, but you're not out to the public. And it's really mentally taxing to have all these people calling you she when you were like in your brain, you're like, no, I'm a he. And so if you would rather put wearing a certain article of clothing over passing, I understand people who aren't, you know, in a place that they can pass or have supportive family or anything like that. But like I said, if you're comfortable presenting as a female, you're probably not trans. There is no such thing as male or female brains. That is false. That's scientifically proven. Even though like the difference between them isn't even super observable in a retrospective way, as much as like trans people wish there was like a brain scan we could sit the trenders in and make them take it. And at the end of the day, most of the people who identify as trans and are like actually medically transitioning are trans. Obviously you have these young girls on Tumblr who just cut their hair and say they're trans, but most of the people who are transitioning are trans, and so the difference is so small that like it would take a lot of resources to make machines that really like look at it and actually like, what I'm trying to say is that the difference, even though it doesn't matter that much in a lot of ways, I mean really like we already know the observable differences between males and females. Like there are biological observable differences between male and females. I mean certain gender roles are not socially constructed. A lot of them are. Obviously me wearing a hockey jersey over hoodie, mostly guys wear that, but that's socially constructed, okay, in today's society. But like males being like the warriors and the ones that go out and hunt, there's a reason that in all ancient societies and before we had the internet and before we had anything, like I mean I'm talking like thousands of years ago, that's why in all societies you saw patterns, like the gender roles were the same. Okay, it's not just a coincidence. It's because men are biologically different than women, and it is observable that trans men have male brains and observable male characteristics, and trans women have female brains and observable female characteristics. It's the truth. Truth tea hurts. But if you have a female brain, you're probably not trans. Just saying. Your genitals don't define your personhood or your socially constructed notions of gender do. That really didn't make any sense. Sex is a real thing. There's two sexes, male and female, and then you have intersex people, which all intersex people it's a medical anomaly. People who are intersex just have a combination of male and female traits. It's not like some random third gender. There are two genders, or you're neither one. Just because you identify as a gender doesn't make that a whole new gender. It just means that you don't identify as male or female. It just means that you just don't have a gender. Your brain doesn't perceive. At least that's my speculation. I'm not gonna go around saying that's fact. I think that agender people, you know, non-binary people, are most likely people whose brain developed in a way that they literally just don't perceive themselves as any gender. I think that kind of makes sense. Gender is fake. First of all, that's transphobic to trans guys and trans women who like really have to rely on the fact that gender is real. Like the way that I can validate to somebody that me being trans is a real thing and it's like a biological thing is me saying, hey, my sex is this, my sex is female, I'm going to die with a female sex. I mean, I can't change the fact that I was born female, but I can change the fact that my genitals, my body, my voice, like I can literally make myself completely male. Okay, from head to toe, to the point that nobody's gonna ever be able to tell that I have a female past or that I was born female, you know what I mean? But I'm never gonna have XY chromosomes. Chromosomally, I'm always going to be female. That doesn't mean gender is fake. There's a reason that I transitioned. It's because my brain is male. You can die mad about that. You only think tits are feminine because you were brainwashed into believing that women are the only people with breast tissue. Okay, the only time that men have breasts is when they have that thing, gynecomastia, I don't know how to pronounce it, or when they're obese. Men don't develop breasts. Men can't breastfeed children. For women, like, breasts aren't just like there. They're actually like a sexual organ. Like, they're used for breastfeeding. That's why women have them. I was not brainwashed into believing that. That's literal biology. It's like these people never took a biology class. I am non-binary. My body is non-binary. My pronouns are them. Misgendering is violence. You are allowed to love yourself. There's no wrong way to be non-binary. And it said some cold hard facts. No, there's literally no science behind that, but obviously, like, I'm not call you she or he for that matter. I'll call you they because you go by them. Misgendering is not violence. If somebody called me a she, I'm not gonna call them violent. I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm a dude. And if somebody keeps calling me she, it's literally them just being rude. It's not violent, okay? It's just them being rude. Fuck true scum. Fuck trans meds. Fuck exclusionists. No one has any right to police your gender identity. You are not obligated or required to disclose your personal feelings in order to prove yourself. It's sad that so many of us who are comfortable— oh my god, bro! The people that they tagged. It's literally people that I've done videos on. So this is how I know this person's a fan. Let's give you a little trio here. Goth Roots, Bex TK, and the Period Prince. This literally has to be satire. This is insane. I've recently had an influx of 14-year-olds calling me a transgender. They were probably more like 17-year-olds, like 17 and 18-year-olds who are like, finally we have this wave of like trans meds who are like, actually like most of the trans meds actually are like older trans people who like were around when gender identity disorder was a thing and when none of this bullshit was around. But luckily, I think, you know, as much as like, I'm not trying to take credit for the trans med movement, but I think that like having transmed YouTubers like me and Ryan and London and Blair and Sam does really spread awareness for the ideology, and that like a lot of trans guys really do think that way but don't want to, you know, admit it for like being scared of being, I don't know, like harassed or something. I'm pretending I'm trans for clout because I think it's cool and fun. This is all because I'm gender non-conforming and non-binary. You are not gender non-conforming. You conform to gender roles, just female gender roles. No one cares that you're non-binary. People care that you literally don't seem to have any dysphoria. Like, you just walk around presenting as a female but you're on testosterone. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? It literally just appropriates what trans people go through every fucking day. I just can't look at this any longer. I think we really got the gist though of our good friend Lars. So if you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe down below. Honestly, if you see them tagging me in more shit, literally just report it. I don't care if they want to post their opinions on other things. I mean, it's just their opinion. Kind of pisses me off when they say facts because it's not facts, but like, everyone has the right to freedom of speech. But if they're gonna like tag me and like be an asshole and like annoying, it's more like being annoying. It's not really an asshole because like, no, you're not gonna hurt my feelings. You're a transgender. Transgenders can't hurt my feelings. Just go report their posts that they tag me in because it's annoying and it's a nuisance, and being repeatedly annoying to somebody breaks Instagram guidelines. So thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time. Peace.